Yo. Not now, Meteor. The stewards of note. The woman before you looks off into the distance with a visibly fretful expression. Oh, hello there. You're the sweet young man staying with Master Matoya, are you not? I've been meaning to thank you for looking after my boy that one time. His name is Valen. You remember him, don't you? Nope. He's always running around with his friend Quinford. You know, the one who so much enjoys hearing the sound of his own voice. Yeah, okay, now I know who you're talking about. Why, just moments ago, he rushed in here, then went dashing off shouting about how he'd made a discovery of staggering import over in Thanau. Valen, bless his heart, went running after him. I know these parts aren't as dangerous as they once were, and Quinford apparently has made some friends among the V's, but still, I can't help but worry. Would you be so kind as to follow after them, and make sure that Valen doesn't get into anything over his head? You can tell him his mother sent you. Do you think he wants to hear that? The Sin Eaters do not plague the land like they once did, and yet the Great Wood is vast, and there are any number of nasty critters lurking in the shadows. If anything became of my boy, I don't know what I'd do. Poor Valan. Poor Valan. Oh, you literally just want me to go... Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna be lazy about it, then. That is my decision. Hello again. How many times must I tell you, Valan? When the will of the wood summons me, I must heed its call. Yeah. For the last time, Quinford, would it kill you to actually explain yourself before you go dashing around the forest like a madman? What nonsense do you speak, Valan? The Keeper of Whisperers would never be so insolent as to keep the gods wanting and waiting when they would share with me their wisdom. Why, the mere notion is preposterous, blasphemous even. Oh. Lovers quarrel, and it again. Ty! Whatever are you doing here? Your mum sent me. My mother sent you? Dear heavens, I'm sorry for dragging you into this. As you might suspect, Quinthorpe's ranting and raving about the will of the wood again. When he ran off shouting about prophecies, I simply had to follow along to make sure he didn't get himself into any trouble. The V's said we were welcome at any time, of course, but would it kill the man to be a bit more circumspect? Oh, that reminds me. What happened to the squirmy little fellow that Quinthorpe, for whatever ungodly reason, believes to be the great serpent of Ronka? Does it still travel with you, or did it get squashed somewhere along the way? It's in my minion locker. What ignorance is this, Valan? The Divine Protector has returned to slumber in its nest deep in the heart of Raktika, from which it speaks to me in my dreams even now. Squee! Hello, buddy. Oh, Great One, it is truly you. Return to grace your local servant with your presence in his time of need. Truly, the wood has answered my pleas. If the great serpent has been with you all this time, Ty, I can only imagine what sort of dreams he's been having. And yet, as skeptical as I am, the V's seem to put stock in his visions. If there's even a hint of truth to them, who knows what we're in for? Good point. I know, my good friend, for I have seen it 1,000,000 times in my visions. This venerable forest is on the verge of entering a new age of harmony. For the great serpent shall let out a mighty cry, and in so doing summon forth they who did serve the great Ronker in times of eld. Verily, The arrival of the heirs of wisdom and ancient and true is nigh at hand. Now is the time. We must follow where the great serpent leads, and in doing so lay claim to a great future. Onwards, latest bitches.
Quinfort, not again! I'm sorry to impose, Ty, but would you mind helping me go after him? There's only one path forward through the forest. He shouldn't be hard to find.
I'm on it, you goobers. You big fucking goobers. Hello, come to papa. Yeah, just allow me.
He must be around here somewhere. Look, over in that flower bed. Someone's there.
Huh? Louise.
That who speaks. Who are you? And why do you trespass in our sacred forest? Answer me, or we will be dining on rat stew this night. Ye gods, do have mercy. I assure you, yes, most assuredly, that we come in peace.
Put down your arms. If my visions speak true, and I have never known them to speak otherwise, these mousy fellow and his diminutive companion are none other than the descendants of a proud Roncan tribe of old.
You are from Sliverbow, yes? One of the so-called Knights Blessed.
Okay.
There you are, I swear, Kimfort. Do you take pleasure in driving me mad? Forgive my friend here, he simply cannot control himself sometimes. I promise you, I'll give him a stern talking to when we get home. Now, Quinfort. Friends of the Ally of Ronker, are you? You are quite bold, or quite foolish, to rush forward before the spear point of Aviz as you did. And who or what is this one? I have not seen him, nor is any his ilk before, and yet you say is a descendant from a prouder tribe of Ronka. Most assuredly so, for I did foresee his coming in a vision granted me by none other than the great serpent itself. Hey, buddy.
Oh god. Hello.
Sklee!
There's many of them.
Sklee! Sklee!
Oh my god. They're adorable.
Oh, look, Father. There's two of them.
They can be Welsh, why not? Kikan. Here.
A key what? I fear you must be mistaken. But this is understandable. After all, my people have lived in hiding for generations. Few, if any, of those on the outside are familiar with our kind. Alas, how far our noble tribe has fallen. A most auspicious encounter this is. For a friend of the great serpent is a friend of ours, yes? Pray, my good sir, do enlighten us as to the name of your most ancient and venerable tribe. We are the Qitari. You call us an ancient, venerable tribe, and I cannot deny that we are very much that. The Qitari? That is a name I have heard from my elders, and yet I was told that the last Qitari vanished 100 years ago. Those of us born after the flood never paid stories much heed, but you say that we truly stand before a Qitari in the flesh? However it may be, it is clear that the ally Ronker and his friends mean us no harm. Let us put down our arms. Thank you. Ja, snart. Alrighty. Well, we can all get along now, right? And enjoy the good times to come. Father, and I have come in search of a great artifact of our past. Great stones buried deep in a cave by his father's father's fathers. How many fathers were there again, Father? Scree! Qitari, have you forgotten your manners? It would be untoward not to introduce ourselves to our honored new friends. I'm Qitari Natala the Qitari, and this is my foolish child, Shakirl Kortal. Do forgive us for our impropriety. Yes, do forgive us for our impropriety. For nigh on a century, our tribe has made its home in the shadow of the light, deep in the forest on the far side of the Qitari River, by the rushing waters of Raktika Falls. We did not always hide in the darkness. This place we now stand once was our home. Then came that fateful day when the skies were flooded with light. Facing certain doom, our foul brothers fled the forests, but not before a band of the bravest gave their lives to store away our greatest treasures for safekeeping, with the hope that one day their children's children might unearth them anew. Hence what we're doing here. These are the artifacts which my son spoke, the Qitari stele. Mighty stone model is engraved with the accumulated knowledge of our people in its entirety. Not. Of course, it is precisely as I saw in the visions the great serpent bestowed upon me. A proud and ancient tribe of scribes and scholars, the stewards of knowledge of ancient Ronka. Oh, you're most insightful, my friend, indeed. We were once known as the Stewards of Note, a title that fittingly describes both our duties as keepers of written knowledge and the surpassing aptitude with which we pursued the task. Our ancestors served proudly as scribes and scriveners for many a generation of Ronkan emperors. It is a role that came quite naturally to our people, but you see, we are not blessed with the longer lifespans of your kind. From our earliest days, we have been most meticulous about recording happenings and learnings of our lives in precise, painstaking detail. The Qitari stela, or more specifically the carvings and etchings that grace their surfaces, represent the summation of all the knowledge and wisdom we have acquired over the years. They represent, one might say, the collective memory of our people, passed down from the ages, from generation to generation. Long have we dreamed of returning here to search for the stones, and reclaiming our legacy, and yet nasty stin-eaters were stood in our way, making the journey far too perilous to even attempt. Then, one day, the skies turned dark. I trembled in terror, but next thing I know, the great serpent was hopping and squirming beside me. He told me that the path through the river had been cleared, and we were free to go home at last. Scree! Precisely. And so it was my boy that my boy and I received the blessings of our fellow Qitari, and became the first of our kind in generations to return to this part of the Great Wood. Unfortunately, we were immediately set upon by all sorts of nasty creatures, forcing us to retreat and ponder our course of action. Where we come upon you and threatened you at spear point, pray forgive us, allies of Ronka. We knew not who you were, nor all that you had suffered to arrive here. You intend to remain here in the Great Wood to search for these stele of yours, was it? Were it not, we shall tell all Inferno of you that you are friends and not to be harmed, And with that, we must go on our way. Go in peace. Well, that's good then, eh? Don't have to worry about that anymore. Goodbye, fellow bunny people. Dear me, but that was a close one, wasn't it? I was all but certain Chikel and I were going to end up squad. Were it up to me, I would have left the boy behind for his safety, but he's ever a cautious one. I would hear nothing of it. I'm not a child anymore, Father. I'm all of 3 summers. 3? Why, when I was 3, I could barely walk straight. Oh, I do not doubt that is so, good sir. But for our people, the oldest of whom would lucky to see 20 summers. Chikel is almost a Qitari grown. I don't know, it's about half your size, mate. But enough about us. If I might change the subject. You know your way around the Great Wood, yes? I have reason to believe that our forefathers buried the stone in a cavern that extends deep into the mountains near the Oxdalan Gap. Perhaps you might be willing to.
Scree! Scree!
Come, Father, we must follow him. We will join you. But of course, it all makes sense now. It is the great serpent who guided us here. And now, together, we must heed its clarion call. Say no more, great stewards of Ronka. It would be an honor to assist in your noble cause. That is most kind of you, good sir. In that case, pray allow me to oblige. Let us follow where the Great One leads. Well, Valan, we're in it now. I understand, you gotta look after your man, it's fine, I'm coming with you. Jesus. Oh. Oh, cutie patootie. Alright, where we go? Oh, it's the bit from the quest photo. Wonderful. His vision actually proved true. Now I'll never hear the end of it. The mere sight of the divine protector humbling itself as to crawl on the ground, that its loyal servants may rediscover and claim their proud past. White Nye brings a tear to my eye. No, we spoke. Go away. And so we finally return to this place after 100 years. But what awaits us here? The mere prospect stirs my heart and makes me tremble in anticipation. Righty. Father, could this be the place? Let us see now. The mark on the key's entrance appears to be an ancient Ronkan ward. This is promising, and yet problematic. To allow me to explain, we Qitari worship Oxdalan, god of the dead and the world below. Our forebearers no doubt believed that if they sealed away the Setil deep within the bowels of the land, Dalan himself would watch over them and keep them safe until the day their descendants returned. Most fascinating. Your knowledge of Ronkan tradition is impressive indeed. However do you manage to know so much despite your chronicles of history being lost for so long? Good question. Many ruins can be found in Arctica Falls, within the wood we have called home since the flood. We have made an effort to explore and excavate them as best we could, that our Ronkan roots would not be entirely forgotten. A most admirable goal, and one near and dear to my own heart as well. For you see, I am one of the Knights Blessed, who travelled to these parts after the flood. I too have a deep personal interest in the beliefs and traditions of the ancient civilizations that once flourished here. In fact, I have done extensive research into looking into my own ancestors, and was pleased to discover that I can trace my lineage back to none other than the great sage, Dwatal himself. And Tyre is a true ally of Ronka. Why, as the V's tell it, his coming was foretold by the last emperor himself. The descendants of Ronka and their allies reunited across the years. Oh, joyous days! This meeting must truly be a gift from the Great Serpent. I can vouch for Ty here. He is the very man who dragged the Light Warden from these lands. As for the descendant of the great sage, what's his name? I'd suggest you let at least half of his ramblings go in one ear and out the other. Could it truly be? But yes, our hero stands before us. We watched your battle and unraveled from the shadows. The moment you struck down the beast of light, we knew what a new age was nigh. Oh, never have I seen such gallantry and valour. Thank you. I saw the battle too. Never have I seen such gallantry and gala. Nice try, buddy. At any rate, my good sirs, I am keen to begin the excavation, but I fear it won't be too simple. The warding seal here bars our entrance, and we will have to find a way to break it if we hope to proceed. If what I have gleaned from my research is correct, this will require an object of immense arcane power, a relic that would speak to the seal and convey that the Qitari have returned to claim what is ours, an object imbued with the mystical energies of the forest itself. Yes, an object with the glow of the greatswood. As you always say, Father, I shall find it for you. Your enthusiasm is admirable, Charcoal, but let us not get ahead of ourselves. This is a perilous place, and I have no intention of seeing you get snatched up by some terrible beast. And so I turn to the hero of Ravel and the son of Dwattel. My good sirs, might you know some who could aid us in our search? You can trust me, I'm a miner. As in the mining, not the other kind. Oh, lucky day! Clearly you are merely a hero on the battlefield, but a man of many talents indeed. We would never be so indebted to you if we could impose upon you just this once. Yes, we would be more so indebted, my good madame. Or was it sir? Father? I can never tell which is which. Call me whatever you want, buddy. Enough prattling, Chakal. We must find a way to open this portal at once, that we might summon our fellow stewards here and begin searching for the stele in earnest. O ally of Ronka, Qitari Natal, or the Qitari bows down and beseeches you. Will you lend us your aid and help my people reclaim our long-lost legacy? I promise you the debt will no longer go unpaid. I realize I ask much of you, and so soon after we met. Needless to say, pray take as much time as you require to consider our offer. Should you be inclined to offer your strength and wisdom to us, just say the words. I got you, buddy. I got you. After the battle, when the skies went dark, I could hardly believe my eyes. After all, I'd never seen the, what's the opposite of day again? The descendants of the proud Qitari emerged from the shadows to reclaim their legacy after a century. Might stone monoliths inscribed with the wisdom of the ages. Why, I could just feel the wondrous secrets of ancient Ronka staring me to the depths of my soul. Is there anything you can't do? No wonder Master Matori is so happy to have you around. Thank you. I am happy to greet you again, my good sir. What say you? Have you given any thought to my entreaty? The ally of Ronka stands with you. Powerfully spoken, Ty. Truly this shall mark a new dawn in the annals of Ronkan history. As a great sage is my witness, I say, let the Qitari rise to glory anew. We are truly in your debt, ally of Ronka, and trust the vital task of finding an object with the glow of the greatswood to you. As for where to begin your search, leave that to me, my long-snouted friend. Did you mayhap notice that the serpent your dear Chaco brought along has a rather distinctive pattern of scales on its most exquisite body? I have reason to believe that this pattern will indeed lead us which we seek.
Scree!
Hearken to the serpent's cry, and know that the points of light that glow amidst the stripes represent those precise spots where the ether that flows through the greatswood is more densely concentrated. Behold, here in the northwestern reaches of the blind forest of Yxmaja, conveniently marked by this slimy little scar, we can see what is doubtless a convergence of sorts. If anywhere it is there, we will find a specimen of sufficient power to breach the seal. Oh, if the son of Dwartel says it's so, then surely it would behoove us to pay heed. When you return the relic, pray let Chakura see it once. I would have my boy gain first-hand knowledge of the wisdom of his forefathers. Sure thing. So, go there and mine, I assume? Is the idea? My home that isn't my home. Cause I'm a dude. I'll come back here one day to have a baby, I suppose. That's how my law goes, isn't it? Perhaps I shall remain without. Okay. Plenty of places to chuck some mines. Shimmering quartz, that's the one, right? Okay, well, that was easy enough. That was easy peasy. Look, I know I said I was coming back for the whole baby thing, but no, I'm just passing through, alright? Don't get too excited. Terribly sorry about this. Now we see like a Viera spot in back home in the source at some point. It would be nice to see how they get on back there and see if it's any different. Presumably there would be some dudes still around in the source as well. I don't put much stock into Quinfort's ramblings, but even a madman can stumble upon a fragment of truth from time to time. As for whether whatever you will find will serve our purposes, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? True enough.
You've returned? And what's this? Do I see you, something glowing on your person?
You do.
Why, it's beautiful. Oh, thank you, sir, madame. Or was it madame, sir? Now, father says I simply point at the door and...
Complete. Alright then, what's this gonna do? Oh, it's glowing. We do enjoy a good glow. That looks like quite a long way down.
Oh my word, it opens. Splendid. Splendiferous. Splendid. Denterous. Indeed. Look, father, the seal is broken.
It has, Jackal, it has. And with this, after 100 years, we stand on the verge of reclaiming our legacy. Oh, look at him.
Oh, little buddy.
But our task has only just begun. There will be digging, yes, much digging. And delving. We must relay the triumphant tidings to our tribesmen, and summon them here to assist in the excavation. Yes, from this day, the stewards will not rest until a new page in the annals of Qitari history has been writ.
Do not worry, father. I will work as hard as any steward to reclaim our less aggie. or Sir Madame Tai, you will help us in our quest, yes?
Damn right I will. There's a amount to get out of it. How could I say no? Whoa, we got a little bass going on. Very nice. Sealed tight for a century, the door to the ancient cave now lies open, and the Qitari excavation effort can begin in earnest.
Good Tai, you must meet my mother. Mother will be returning to the camp and seeing that everything is in order. Isn't that right, Mother? Yes? My son speaks true. Reclaiming our history is more about that grand discoveries of ancient artifacts. There is much that must be done to ensure we can go about our daily lives in this place, and so I would call upon you for aid from time to time, if you would not be disinclined to help us.
I'm here. I'm here to help is what I do. Oh, they love smile. Will the steward's excavation effort succeed? Will the lost stelae of the Qitari return to the light? That young Chakal might one day know the wisdom of his ancestors? Or are the ancient secrets destined to stay forever shrouded in darkness? Only the gods know.
Hello. Squee!
That was fun. What a fun little introduction. Beast Tribe quest complete. The Stewards. Beast Tribe quest unlocked. We are friendly. Yes. Yes, friendly we are.